Good morning. I'm calling to order the Management and Internal Services Committee meeting for Tuesday, September the 9th. We have already prayed and pledged, and I have a roll call with 3 members present. Need approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Committee members, have you had an opportunity to review those minutes?
I have. So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And we have any changes to the agenda?
Ready for your approval, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. I don't have any presentations or anything for the consent agenda, so we'll move directly into debate. Mr. Johnson, what do you have for us today?
First item we have your consideration is the employee medical premium rates and spousal surcharge, some changes to our medical coverage. As you know, we are experiencing higher than normal claims, so we've had to take a look at what we need to do to sustain our medical plan. Ms. McBurney and folks in HR have done a really good job of working out some issues that we have. So one of the things that we are recommending today is that there will be a 10% increase in premiums. You can see those premiums listed. Still provides a great value for the amount of insurance we get. These are also pre-tax rates, so they're actually a little bit cheaper. We're also considering not covering certain weight loss medications. We found that that's a trend that our plan has been experiencing, especially here in Columbia County, and we understand that there may be a need for some of those things, but it's costing our plan upwards to almost $2 million a year now, and that's something that's just happened in the last couple of years. So we're saying that we're not going to cover those anymore unless it's for a specific
Well, if somebody has a diagnosis.
medical reason. Correct.
Medical
That is
reason,
correct.
right.
That is correct. And then the last piece of this is a spousal surcharge. Many companies do this. So if a spouse is covered and they do not have access to medical insurance through their employer, then there will be no surcharge. But if the spouse does have access through an employer-sponsored program, there will be a $50 surcharge per paycheck for our employees. Again, it's a much cheaper way than somebody getting their own insurance, but each employee would have to make that decision. So staff recommends increasing the premiums, applying the spousal surcharge, and removal of the weight loss medications from our health plan.
How did we come up with the $50 number?
We actually looked at other programs, other places, just to kind of see what they charged, and I think this is a first step. When I met with the employees in my most recent open forum, I did talk about this 10% increase is year one. We're probably looking at doing this over a 3-year period, but implementing it incrementally. We're also going to go back and look at the spousal surcharge and look at that incrementally too. I don't think it's too high, it may be too low, but we want to make sure that we do that incrementally for our employees.
Any questions?
I'm aware of a day job. I'm aware of companies that charge as much as $500 a month.
Correct.
So
Any other questions? All right,
move to consent.
Second.
thank you. Next.
Next item we have your consideration. This is our renewal with United Healthcare. You will see that we do have an increase. This is related to our individual stop loss and aggregate stop loss. We're going to remain at the same levels for our stop loss. You can also see the rebate share for the prescriptions. So staff is recommending the renewal of the health insurance contract with United Healthcare. Again, kudos to Ms. McBurney, who has announced her retirement. She is close to the end of her career here in Columbia County, but has done an outstanding job. Once again, very successfully negotiated this contract for us. We're going to hate to see her go, but we're very comfortable with this. We recommend approval of renewing the health insurance contract.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved, and thank you, Ms. McBurney. I think you did a good job, yes.
Don't go.
We tried that.
Just come out here and negotiate this for us. All right, next.
Next item we have is your contract with Employee Services, Inc. This is our employee assistance program. You can see that we are negotiated a 5-year contract with a guaranteed fixed rate for years 1 through 3, and then a 2% increase for years 4 and 5. Again, we're very comfortable with this. Total number of people covered in this is 1,423. Contract price will be $35,546.54 based on the current census, and then obviously it would go up from there. So staff recommends awarding the new contract to Employee Services for 5 1-year terms at the guaranteed rate discussed, and then for years 1 through 3, and then years 4 and 5 with the increased amount.
This is just a 1-year renewal, though.
It's
It's a 5-year.
5 1-year terms. Correct.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. I just wanted to make a comment. As I was reading through this packet, I didn't realize all the services that were available to our employees through this. Do we have some kind of program to make sure they all know these things are available?
We do put it out in open enrollment. We also discuss it periodically. I know that HR gets a lot of requests for things. Sometimes the employee don't know that the service is available, but if they have a problem, they will go to HR, and they're encouraged to go to HR with the problem, and then HR will help them, steer them to the right solution. So these programs are widely used.
My next question was gonna be, do we have any statistics on how many employees?
I don't know if we have the exact number, but we can look at that to see, but we use it considerably.
I would like to know how many.
I can tell you.
How many
We can
we-
give you a number.
Very good, thank you. We have a motion and a second, and this is moved to consent. Next item, please.
Next item for your consideration is the committee meetings to be held on November the 11th. That's the Veterans Day holiday. So we are recommending that the MIS and Development Planning Services Committee meetings be canceled on that day. We're not rescheduling those. We're just, if we need to move items, we will move items, but staff recommends
You'll move into the
canceling
other committees if necessary.
if necessary.
Okay, so in reading this, I want to be sure we're clear. So in November, the first set of committee meetings, which would be these two committees, that falls on a holiday. So we're saying, let's not do that. We'll do them all on 25th of November, and that's Thanksgiving week, but we'll make that work. Then we have this committee on December 9th. End of December, for the other committees would be December 23rd. So part of this is also canceling that and moving those up. So we're canceling November 11th and December 23rd, but we will have meetings on November 25th and December 9th.
That is correct. Yeah, the next item covers the December meetings.
Oh,
That is
sorry.
correct.
Sorry. Got ahead of you, reading it on here. Do we have any questions or comments?
Second.
So moved.
So the next item is requesting that all of our committee meetings be held on December the 9th because of the Christmas holiday. So staff will work to make sure that we carry any items that need to be done. We'll work them into other committees and get those on the agendas for you if we
Very
need
good.
to.
Second.
So moved. Thank you.
Next item we have your consideration, this is purchase of Building A furniture. As you know, our new Building A is well underway and working towards completion. We have been working on the furniture piece of this. It was not in the contractor's original contract. We decided to pull that out so we could utilize state contract and cooperative agreement pricing and not receive any markup from a general contractor on this. So we pulled this item out. The total amount, you can see the list there of where they're being purchased from, either from state contract or for the cooperative agreements, in the amount of $2,093,304.98. This is all part of the Building A contract, and staff recommends approval.
If a contractor had it, what would the markup be on top of it?
Yeah, that's a question for
It
somebody.
would be in the bid, and all of the bids for these are hard bids. So contractors just put a number in there and usually don't tell you.
It'd be something.
It would be something.
Some number.
It could be anywhere from 5 to 10%. So yes, this was very smart for you to do it. And if there's any problems with these, the county purchased it directly, can go directly to the supplier rather than having to go through the general contractor who purchased it and through warranty ordeal that way. So this is cheaper and smarter and way more efficient but this way. I do have a question though. SPLOST funds are used for the capital expenditure of building the building. Is this part of the SPLOST budget as well?
Yeah, it's all part of the same budget, and these are allowed expenditures through that program.
Very good.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Thank you. Is there anything else on your section, Mr. Johnson?
No, ma'am.
All right, Colonel Kennedy, what do you
Kennedy.
have?
Yes, ma'am. The next item is the GDOT FY 2027 Rural Transportation Program application. This item comes up every year. It was typically briefed by Ms. Reese, who passed it to Mr. Luton, who passed it back to me because he needs it now. So here we are. There's two parts to this, an operating budget and a capital budget. On the operating budget, there's no change from last year. That's gives us a 50% cost share on that. On the capital budget, this year we're in need of 3 replacements according to the Transit Asset Management Plan for 3 vans with lifts. And our cost share on that will be 10%, which is $43,500.
We sell the other vans, or we replace them, do we continue?
That is, it is an option for us to buy them.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, we surplus them, I believe. Is that correct?
We are looking at the possibility of expanding this program. I've asked Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Luton to look at the ridership to see how many people are waiting, because I know I've gotten some reports that everybody that wants a ride is not getting one. So
Really?
there may be a possibility of us looking at getting these new vans and potentially keeping one, but we'd have to make a budget amendment to be able to staff that. But we want to make sure that we service our citizens. So right now, we're just looking at this item, but I want you to let you know there's a deeper dive going on to the ridership.
Good program. Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. About how many shuttles do we have on the road at any given time? Good morning.
So we're currently staffed with 9 full-time drivers. We keep 9 vehicles on the road at all times. We have a reserve vehicle that a number of years ago we purchased for when vehicles go in for maintenance, so we keep 9 vehicles on the road. We do have days where we fill up because the way we operate is referred to as demand response. So there's no fixed route in Columbia County. We're curb-to-curb service. So we go to all the addresses in Columbia County, pull up to the curb, and so it's based on time and distance. So it would be great to have more staff. There is a great need in Columbia County. We're an atypical county, meaning that we're unincorporated and have a large population. So we've continued to be a 5311 program for the 20 years that I've been here. And in the 20 years that I've been here, the county has grown significantly. So it is a good program. I appreciate your support on that. We are well-staffed, but we could use more staff.
The Reader's Digest version of the program for folks who may not be aware, can you just, like in a few sentences?
Yeah, so Columbia County Public Transit is for all Columbia County residents. We serve every address in Columbia County and go as far into Richmond County as the medical district. It amazes people when I tell them that we have no hospital in Columbia County. That's being rectified. But for everybody else, we have to go to the medical district in Richmond County. So that's kind of our cutoff area. But we serve every address in Columbia County, whether it's taking somebody to visit a friend, residential setting, taking them to a commercial establishment, a restaurant, shopping center, or a medical establishment. So we serve the whole county.
How much does it cost if I call and said, hey, come pick me up and take me to Target? How much?
Well, y'all are very generous. It costs, the rider does not pay anywhere near the actual cost of the program. For seniors over the age of 60, it's $3 one way, $6 round trip. And for anybody else under the age of 60, it's $4.50 one way, $9 round trip. So very affordable. We get a lot of calls. That's one of the reasons we could get more staff, because you can't call a private provider or a taxi for anywhere near that.
That's right.
So we stay full.
And when people call, how long does it take for you to get, I mean, I know it's not like a taxi or an Uber, you come right then, they schedule.
So all
it
the drivers are radio dispatched. So we pick everybody up starting shortly after 8 o'clock in the morning and drop folks off at their appointments. Then when they're done, they call and we dispatch the nearest vehicle. So typical wait times are less than an hour. But again, what I tell everybody is time is money. You're not going to spend a whole lot of money with us. So you're going to probably have to spend a little time with us.
To be clear, this is a
Oh,
bus
really?
service. This is our public transit.
Yes, we operate
Right.
28-foot-long shuttle buses.
Right.
I bet most people in Columbia County don't even know that we have that service.
What I tell everybody is if you need us, you'll find us.
Very good.
That's the way it works.
Thank you so much for everything you do. I appreciate it. We have a motion?
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Kennedy?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Mr. Blanchard, what do you have for us today?
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
The first item I have for your consideration is the payment authorization for our Cisco SmartNet renewal. You're aware that we have Cisco products that really form the backbone of our network infrastructure. We have 2 components. We have hardware pieces and we have software. The SmartNet renewal is for the hardware pieces. So in essence, what we're requesting today is to pay for the ongoing support maintenance of our Cisco hardware. So we're requesting out of IT's operating budget for this year, $255,216.40. That number is higher than last year. Last year, it was $237,571.74. That's a number that's going to fluctuate from year to year because we have equipment in different ages or stages of its life cycle. So next year, it could be a little bit more, it could be the same, it could be less, depending on where we are in that life cycle process. Staff recommends approval.
How often on average do you have to replace it? What is the life cycle of a?
It depends on the equipment, because this would include things like our phones, network switches, and there's different types of network switches. Some are more durable than others, depending on what. Generally, an average of all that equipment is probably from 5 to 6 years.
Move to consent. Thank you.
Second.
So moved. Next.
Right. Next item I have is the Cisco Enterprise Agreement Payment Authorization for 2025-2026. Mentioned SmartNet for the hardware components. The Enterprise Agreement is for our software components with Cisco. The cost for that is $153,112.61, which will be funded through IT's operating budget, and that amount is the same as last year.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Thank you. Next.
Next item I have for your consideration is the approval of a non-disclosure agreement for county use. You're aware that my division is responsible for our cybersecurity. So the purpose of this non-disclosure agreement is that when we have an agreement with a company who is providing services for us, meaning that we're going to provide them with network credentials to come in and do a security assessment, or they're going to come on site and do a security assessment, then we would want them to have this additional in addition to their contract, we would want their individual employees to sign this agreement to make sure that we've got that protection, that whatever they see here, they don't share with anybody. And that's purely a cybersecurity protection measure. Staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. And you have one more?
Yes, ma'am. Final item I have for you is our CityWorks annual maintenance payment authorization. CityWorks is software that we use for asset management and work orders, service orders. It's used by various departments. Is supported by our GIS department. And the cost this year is $113,809.90. Be paid out of GIS's operating budget for this year. Last year was $111,300, so it did go up slightly. Staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Do you have anything else for us?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. And facility services. Mr. Prather, what do we have from you today?
Morning. I have one
Morning.
item for your consideration. I would typically bring this with the construction contract, but it was a little late getting into our office, so I apologize. This is an independent contract agreement with WSP, who performs our special inspections and construction materials testing. This is for the Performing Arts Center Support Facility Project. We are about to get started on that and issue a notice to proceed probably the next 3 weeks. So this is a contract with WSP to provide services for us, the owner. Staff recommends approval.
Will you talk a little bit about exactly what kind of testing services they'll be?
Sure. So the site we know has rock. We've done geotechnical testing there. So they help quantify and classify rock for us that we'll pay as a unit price to the contractor. They test concrete. They do paving. They do subsurface and compaction tests before we pave areas. So a host of different testing and special inspections is required by IBC and the state.
Do we anticipate the same rock issues as with the original Performing Arts Center contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Questions?
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Thank you, Mr. Prather. And having no other items on debate agenda, we'll move into legal matters. No legal matters and staff reports.
Yes, I have a few reports for your information this morning. The first is the year-to-date budget report for the month ended August 31st. We should be operating around 17%, and everything is as it should be as of this month. I will add that we are currently working on the year-end June 30, 2025 audit information. The auditor should get started within the next week or so, and that will be presented at the December meeting during that audit committee. I will tell you that we are having an unusual audit year dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene and all of the costs associated with that and the federal funding associated with that. So that has put us behind just slightly, but we will be fine. And of course, the auditors are going to have to audit that program. So that's going to take a little more time as well, so.
Good question, though. Where do we stand with getting reimbursed?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yes, sir. Sean's not here?
Behind you.
All right, then correct me if I'm wrong. So we have 25 million pending at GMA, and that'll bring us to 42 having been reimbursed.
The money's come from the feds to the state.
To the state, and then it sits at GMA in 12 to 20 weeks.
I apologize, I couldn't keep up with all your numbers.
So we got
There's
17,
25 million there right now.
Right.
but we got 17 advanced, and then there's another 25 in the hopper, which brings us to 42.
That one project.
But we don't have it in our hand yet.
That's correct.
It's just kind of like there, we
That's
may
correct.
eventually get, that's 42.
It's been obligated, yes. And
It's
then
been-
there's another 6.9 that we received that we should get another 3 as a part of that. That's also another Category A. There's another Category A that we just put in for 16 million. That's for the 75% that we got, not the 100% from the first 120 days. There's also Category C through G that, as of right now, add up to about 4 million. We put in for a 2.2 million for Category B, which is Emergency Protective Services. There's going to be another one of those out. This was just for the invoices, not the personnel hours. There's also,
Let me oversimplify. We spent X,
we spent
plan
78.
on receiving Y.
We spent 78 so far,
Yeah, and we have received,
and we've received 17 plus 6. So we've received
With a
about
little bit of
25.
insurance money as well.
Right,
of
and we're waiting on another 25.
The 25 is it's there at GMA.
It just takes them, like I said,
That'll bring it to
get in the
42.
truck, we got enough trucks, right up there and get it.
that'd be great. Just say the word, call somebody, and
Yeah,
I'll go get it.
Would be more than happy to do that.
I see senators showing up on Facebook
40, that'll bring us to 42, having been reimbursed.
of 78. Okay, that's what I was just trying to grasp.
Yeah,
that.
78's the number right now, but that doesn't count boys and girls in the county. That doesn't count the work that we put into it. That's invoices and
There's more pending.
debris. Debris is 71 on its own.
71 in addition to the 78?
No,
No,
Okay, sorry.
Of the 78.
That's a lot of money.
it's a lot.
That's, and then but the program to clean up the creeks was totally separate.
Yes, sir.
Separate.
That's separate.
I'll just add that, I mean, you all know this, but I want to go on record publicly and say it, that this requires, the hurricane relief required a tremendous amount of work. And then after that, we have a tremendous amount of paperwork. Mr. Granado and his team have done an outstanding job of making sure that we cross every T and dot every I, because I can assure you that if we leave one thing off, we'll not get our money. They're probably a little frustrated with us about how well we do keep records and how hard he does work to make sure that we're getting every penny, because we're getting pushback almost on a daily basis, I would think, about things that we're putting in to be reimbursed for. At the end of the day, we're not looking to make any money. We're just trying to make our taxpayers whole. We did a good job of responding to this emergency, but now we're in hurricane season again, and we don't know what's coming up on us. We need to get our money back. So we're working hard. We're pushing. I have been in touch with the director of GMA. He assures me that he's working through the process. It's a very slow process, and unfortunately, the state and the federal government are a little more bureaucratic than we are.
And he's got 49 counties that, just like us, are begging for their
Correct.
money. But I will tell you, when Donald J. Trump was here, he looked me in the eye and shook my hand and said, "We're going to take care of you. We're going
I
to
think
take
he
care of
did do
Columbia
that.
County. Don't you worry about it."
Right.
He did do that.
He did say that.
He did say that.
Let me
Didn't
call
say
him.
when.
Somebody got his number, I'll call him.
I was up there last week. I should
He
have
should have handled it.
handled
So in
it.
other words, we've collected 23 and we're waiting on 25 more that's sitting at the
That's
state.
correct.
And we
We're
spent
waiting for
78.
25.
Sir?
We're waiting for that 25.
Correct, and that'll take us to 48 or whatever.
and I'll
It was
just
easier
add,
to get it off Christy Nome's desk than, I'm not joking, than it is to get it from FEMA or GMA. Yeah.
I'll just add on the insurance side, because we're working that side as well. And we are supposed to be getting another 300 and something thousand. Jennifer Neal told me just yesterday. And that might not sound like a lot, but for a cash flow situation, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'll take whatever we can get.
And while we're going down a rabbit hole, just for the folks sitting here, just wanted to get an update on Savannah Rapids Pavilion. I have a lot of questions, people asking about that, and the towpath as well, on down the rabbit hole. But will you give a quick update on that, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, so Savannah Rapids, as you know, sustained significant damage. We actually went in and mitigated the damage to the extent that we could by getting all the water stuff out. We took it down to the bare bones. We then engaged an architect to come back in and redesign it. We have almost completed the design. I think we're very close to the end of that.
And we were going to renovate it anyway, but this kind of pushed us.
Correct. That is correct. So we're very close to the end of the design. We hope to get it out to bid this year, I believe is the challenge, to try to get it out.
And the towpath is not part of that.
And the towpath is not part of Columbia County. We don't have any control of that. That's Richmond County working on that. I know they've engaged an engineer to work on that, but we don't have anything to do with that.
Get a lot of questions about that, I'm sure you do. Thank you for that update. So that was the budget report. We got way off track, Miss Leanne. I'm so sorry. Did we?
I started that,
Did we
sorry.
finish that part? Oh, yeah.
Done.
Okay, tell us about SPLOST.
So for the SPOS, we have collected money for the month of July. That was almost $3.3 million, which is an annualized percentage increase of 6.92%. This is 2.18% more than last month and 3.61% more than the same month last year.
Excellent. Any questions? All right, and the investment report, please.
Yes, the investment report is just for your information.
Do we have any questions on that report? Thank you. Seeing none. Do we have any commissioner or public comment? Nothing for executive session. We will adjourn the Management and Internal Services Committee meeting and return for Development and Planning in 3 minutes. Thank you.